Welcome to this week's episode of Good Life Western Sports. I'm Bobby Leanne. We'll keep it here on GLWS as we bring you all the action happening around Rodeo, Nebraska. Spotlight a high school cowboy who is working both ends of the arena, as well as a few upcoming events and a little secret that GLW has. Well, athletes from all over the Good Life state were on the rodeo road this past week. It's time to catch up now with Pro Rodeo announcer Jared Slagle as he gives us the Pro Rodeo update.
As we take a look at how things shaped up for the Good Life Western Sports Cowboys and Cowgirls, brought to you by our friends at Rodeo Tax and Fenolio Boot Company. In the bareback riding, Stephen Dent from Mulligan continues to cash checks, splitting fourth place at the Grand Island Roundup. He is now 12th in the world standings with a little over $19,000 won so far this year. Also splitting the fourth place position at the Grand Island Roundup was Nate McFadden from Ellesmere. Nate is in the top 5 in the Badlands Circuit. Garrett Shadbolt from Merriman wins the PRCA Championship Rodeo in Council Bluffs, Iowa, 84 points and a little over $1,000. Garrett and Stephen Dent are both in the top 5 in the Prairie Circuit standings. In the steer wrestling, it was Kyle Whitaker from Chambers placing in the first round, the second round, as well as the average at the Grand Island Roundup in Grand Island. He also was the champion at the Rodeo in Council Bluffs. Kyle has cracked into the top 50 in the PRCA World Standings, and he is the number 1 man in the Great Lakes Circuit. Also placing in the steer wrestling was Gabe Taylor from Valentine at the Grand Island Roundup. The law office of White and White, that's Cooper and Tucker, the team roping duo from Hershey, ends up placing at the Grand Island Roundup in Grand Island, and they were third in the team roping at the PRCA Championship Rodeo in Council Bluff. Both of them are in the top 10 in the Badlands Circuit, heading and heeling. Travis Warren from Mullen in the team roping places at the PRCA Championship Rodeo in Council Bluffs, Iowa. O'Neill's Riley Wakefield in the team roping at the Grand Island Roundup. He splits the first round and was second in the average, pockets $2,600. Riley also was the all-around cowboy at the PRCA Championship Rodeo in Council Bluffs, Iowa. He won the tie-down roping with an 8.8-second run and a little over $1,000. He's currently the number 1 man in the all-around standings and the number 1 header in the Badlands Circuit. He's also the 3rd-ranked tie-down calf roper. Nebraska's richest saddle bronc rider, Court Shear from Ellesmere, places 3rd at the Grand Island Roundup, winning over $1,000. He is the 9th-ranked saddle bronc rider in the world with a little over $19,000 won so far. Hemingford native and now Texan Jace Johnson was second in the second round at the Grand Island Roundup. Jace is inside the top 50 in the world standings in the tie-down roping at 45th. Last year's Extreme Bowl champion in Grand Island, Bart Miller from Pleasanton, ends up 7th at this year's Extreme Bowls tour in Grand Island during the Grand Island Roundup. Many contract personnel from the Good Life working this past weekend, including Jim Whiting from Valentine, an official at the Grand Island Roundup. At the PRCA Championship Rodeo in Council Bluffs, we have Ruth Nicholas from Blue Hill, one of the timers, one of the bullfighters, Eli Sharkey from Ainsworth, another bullfighter, Nick Kopp from Arlington, and one of the pickup men, Justin Boots from Cozad. Also working, Dusty Duba, the Crete, Nebraska native, was at Fort Mojave at the Classic PRCA Extreme Bulls. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this week's Good Life Western Sports Pro Rodeo Updates. On behalf of our friends at Rodeo Tax and Fenolio Boot Company, my name is Jared Slagle, your Pro Rodeo voice. Until next week, you stay classy, Nebraska.
Thank you, Jared. When we return, we'll meet with an all-around cowboy who works both ends of the arena.
L&H Livestock Feed Equipment is the elite manufacturer of quality farm and ranch equipment. Headquartered in Hastings, Nebraska, with dealers located throughout the Midwest. With over 30 years of experience, L&H takes pride in only using the best materials and finest craftsmanship to produce top quality farm and ranch equipment. For more information and to find a dealer near you, visit lhmfg.com.
Welcome back to Good Life Western Sports. I'm Bobby Leanne. Well, this Cowboy is an all-around athlete. Not only does he work and compete at both ends of the arena, he's well accomplished on the wrestling mat and the football field. This past December, he also qualified for the Oakberry Junior Steer Wrestling World Championship in Las Vegas. Meet Athlete Spotlight, Gus Franzen.
I'm Gus Franzen. I'm a junior from Carney High School, and I compete in team roping, calf roping, steer wrestling, and saddlebronc riding. My dad ranch rodeoed. We have a ranch, and I've always been around horses, and we moved to Carney when I was in 3rd grade, and we got an arena, and I just started roping, picking up a rope, and I was probably 4 or 5. I just started saddlebronc riding the fall of my junior year, so just this past year. I definitely run around a lot at the rodeos. It's pretty hectic, but it's fun. Well, my freshman year, I was a reserve champion header, so I qualified for nationals in just the team roping, and then my sophomore year, I finished 3rd in the steer wrestling, and right now I'm trying to make the nationals in all 4. I went to 2 qualifiers. I went to one in Sutherland, Nebraska, got enough points there, and then there was another qualifier in Gillette, Wyoming during the high school finals, and was in that jackpot, and that got me enough points to qualify for Vegas.
3.9 up on top of 3.442. Now your Nebraska champions.
It's really exciting. I mean, to compete in a rodeo in a town this big, I mean, during the NFR, but I wasn't terribly nervous. I was pretty excited. Bill Manning, I ride Bill's horses. He hazes for me. He keeps a lot of the high school Cowboys mounted on his bulldogging horses, and he's played a role in a lot of the Nebraska kids that have qualified. There's 3 kids riding his horses here from Nebraska, and then 1 from Colorado, and he just does everything for us kids to get us qualified for this and at the high school rodeos. I started steer wrestling the fall before my sophomore year, and I met Bill the winter of my sophomore year, so I started going to his schools that winter and started riding his horses that next spring. And so I've been going to every school that he's had since then, and I go up to his house and we practice and get on all of his horses, and he keeps us mounted. I also wrestle and play football, and I don't know, we have a ranch, and I like to be around cattle and work on horses and stuff.
Stay tuned to Good Life Western Sports after the break for a few upcoming event details, as well as a special announcement that we are making here at the Good Life Western Sports studio.
Rocket Sea Animal Chiropractic is dedicated to helping improve your horse's overall health performance. Dr. Crabtree incorporates chiropractic, low-level laser therapy, myofascial, and nutritional therapy to accelerate your horse's ability to heal and get back in the ring. Rocket Sea is mobile and travels the state to bring your horse the excellent care they deserve. Call Rocket Sea Animal Chiropractic today at 402-276-1348. 8 words to remember: we can work on you and the horse you rode in on.
Welcome back to Good Life Western Sports. I'm Bobby Leanne. Well, several event clinics and camps will be taking place throughout the month of March. Starting this weekend will be the Bill Manning Steer Wrestling School that will be held at the Miller Indoor Barn in Broken Bow. Trula Churchill is next on the agenda as she'll host her barrel racing clinic at the Egg Park Arena in Columbus, March 16th. Scholarship opportunities are available, so visit daretobeacowboy.com. Central Nebraska Cowboy Church will be hosting their annual roping and racing clinics on March 24th and 25th, also at the Miller Arena in Broken Bow. Along with this event clinic, there will be several times of devotionals, along with regular Sunday morning Cowboy Church service. The 29th, the annual Spring Vacation Steer Wrestling School will be held on March 29th through the 31st at the Keith County Fairgrounds in Ogallala. Instructors include PRCA Circuit Finals Paul Cleveland, as well as several NFR contestants, including Todd Suhn, Garrett Nokes, Drew Melvin, and Sean Mulligan. Specific details around these upcoming events can be found in the show description, so be sure to check those out. We will also link a few photos from the events themselves. So after the break, stay tuned as we'll be spilling the big news that is happening here at the Good Life Western Sports Studio.
Are you cool to flex fuel? 1 in 7 Nebraskans is driving a flex fuel vehicle, and many don't even realize it. With a flex fuel vehicle, you can fill up with any blend of American ethanol and gasoline, from E10 to E15, from E30 to E85, at any time in any amount. Look for an insignia on your trunk or tailgate. You might have a yellow gas cap, or check your owner's manual. If you're cool to flex fuel, then look for a flex fuel pump in your neighborhood. Flex fuel blends with American ethanol.
L&H Livestock Feed Equipment is the elite manufacturer of quality farm and ranch equipment. Headquartered in Hastings, Nebraska, with dealers located throughout the Midwest. With over 30 years of experience, L&H takes pride in only using the best materials and finest craftsmanship to produce top quality farm and ranch equipment. For more information and to find a dealer near you, visit lhmfg.com.
Welcome back to Good Life Western Sports. I'm Bobby Leanne. It's now time to reveal the biggest news here at Good Life Western Sports. But first, I'm going to say thank you and thank you a million times to each and every one of you guys who have followed along through this journey of Good Life Western Sports. GLWS will be turning the big Uno 1 on April 5th. And to celebrate, GLWS will be doing the biggest giveaway yet. Alrighty, and as bad as it sounds, that's all I can say right now. So be sure to tune into the Facebook Live happening tomorrow on Good Life Western Sports Facebook page, and we'll be giving you all of the celebration details. Again, it's hard to hold this in because it's so exciting and we can't wait for it to take place. But again, thank you guys so much for all your support, joining us and sharing everything that we have to put out there, and just all your support. It means so much to each and every one of us, and we can't wait to celebrate with you guys. Thanks again for tuning in with me on this week's episode of Good Life Western Sports, and be sure to tune in next week as we highlight rodeo across Nebraska. For Good Life Western Sports, I'm Bobby Leanne.